We did this tonight mainly. Yes. No, this works. We did this mainly. My wife and I wanted to just say thank you to you guys.
Really, thank you for an incredible summer.
Incredible summer.
Really, thank you. We're just grateful. We're really grateful.
I said to JJ in a meeting that it sounds crazy to say, but I actually think it. There's no camp like this in the country.
None.
And it makes a lot of assumptions about great things that go on in a lot of places, but this level, the energy this level is incredible. And I want to share with you a thought that I was thinking to share with you. So Rabbi Chaim Volozhin, who was a student of the Vilna Gaon, wrote a sefer Nefesh HaChaim. Why this sefer is so great is it turns the whole way we look at things on its head. Meaning, we always look at everything from our own vantage point. That sefer is written mitzido. Mitzido means from Hashem's vantage point. Meaning, we have to learn how to see things from the way Hashem sees things, not the way we always see things. And you look at what you guys are accomplishing and you watch the videos online and you see it live by being there on campus, and you realize that Hashem is looking down so proud of Klal Yisrael, really so proud. And I think in a way, if you could say by Hashem Kivyachol, blown away by what his children are up to, that I think is the thought mitzido from HaKadosh Baruch Hu's side, what nachas HaKadosh Baruch Hu's getting as he looks at you. You know, we have a lot of discussions, us rabbis, about how you're going to preserve the future of Judaism. What are we going to do to preserve the future of Judaism? And there's a lot of great thoughts, philosophies, debates, and everything. It's all important, great topics. But, I mean, a very simple answer is just recreate what you're doing. I mean, if we just did more of this, we have the answer that everybody's debating. Everybody's debating how we're going to keep more kids connected, more kids interested, more kids plugged in. The answers are very complicated. People write entire books on this subject. But you look around at what you guys are doing, and you can recognize that one of the most powerful solutions is right here in this room, and that's all of you and the work that you're doing. And it's incredible. It's changing kids' lives. And I know day in, day out, there's this sort of like routine that you do, but you're actually changing lives. It was 1988. I was a kid here in LA, and I went to a Motzei Shabbos learning program in LA. And I remember that night, even though I liked going, we got prizes and everything, that night I was a little wary about going because my favorite team was in the World Series, and that was the Oakland A's. The Oakland A's were playing the Los Angeles Dodgers. It was a big deal, and I didn't want to leave that night to learning because it was the middle of the game. But everybody went to learning, I was going to learning, it was a great thing, and somebody brought a mini TV into the learning that night. And I remember that night that it was a surprise. Oakland A's were supposed to kill. They were amazing. And the Dodgers won. And I remember everybody started cheering. Everybody started cheering. And I was like, yeah, it was great. I was crushed. I remember being so upset and crushed because I loved the Oakland A's. And I was thinking to myself, how is it possible that you could have two people in a room watching the exact same experience? Like experience the same. That game is going on. That experience, whatever's happening in your life, you could have the exact same experience. One person in the room is laughing, one person is smiling, the joy is euphoric, and the other person is upset. So psychologist Piaget once said that none of us are really in reality. We're all just interpreting reality. Right? Everyone is just reading. I actually had a professor in YU who only wore black. Why? He didn't believe that there really are colors. It's all a figment of our interpretation, how we interpret what the sun is doing when they're flying. It's Meshuggah, but he's on to something. The idea that he was on, if he came to Camp Yavneh, he'd be like, there's color here, trust me, there is color. Okay? But the idea is that when you look at something, it's how you interpret it, how you see it. Your job as counselors this summer, your job is to shift interpretation, shift perception. That's your role. Your role this summer was to shift children's perception of what joy is, what happiness is, what simcha is. And that's such a powerful job to have in this world, to understand that your main job is to change the way a child sees the reality that's in front of them. You know, sometimes we come to Hashem as an eved, a servant before Hashem, and servant is about obedience, following what Hashem says, but sometimes we come to Hashem as a ben, as a child. That's like on Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, we say, im kavadim, im kabanim. Sometimes we're about servants, obedience, and sometimes about children. Children don't care as much about the whip and the rules, the structure. Children care about the relationship. The children want to enjoy it. They want that connection. We're coming to a time in history where the Jewish people need the relationship of the ben much more than the eved. That's clear that that's happening. You see it in the classrooms. You tell children, if you do this, then you're not going to go to that, you're not going to do it. We come up with all different kinds of punishments. It doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore. Because we're shifting away from seeing that relationship or a hunger in that relationship. Previous generations, if you told them, how can you not go to shul? Don't you know that's something every Jew does? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, then they feel guilty, they got to go. This generation, it's about relating to everyone as a ben, as a child. As a child of Hashem. And what you are doing, your job, is bringing out the child in Klal Yisrael. You're bringing out that joy, that simcha. That is changing lives forever. These kids, I always joke around that these kids are ruined for life. They can't go to another camp now. It's all a downer after this. It's maybe to cool off for a week or just something like that. But after this, there's no turning back because you see what's possible. By the way, what's something significant that comes out from this camp is that most of the things in life that you didn't think were possible are actually possible. This camp should be a mashal of that. Most of the things in life that you did not think were possible are actually possible. If someone told you there's going to be a camp, and it's going to be in LA, and there's going to be a safari coming out of it, there's going to be animals, there'll be giraffes, you would have said, it's not happening, you're nuts. It's a movie studio, it's not happening in a camp. What's happening here, you guys are shifting perceptions of what's possible. And that's something you take with you for the rest of your lives. Whatever you're going to do with your lives later on, whether you're going to go into chinuch education, whether you're going to go into business, whether you're going to become, whether you become a barber, whatever it is you're going to do in your life, your job as a member of Klal Yisrael is to ignite that relationship of a child of Hashem in everybody, no matter what age. And that's what you learn from this. I mean, you look at the pictures, the video of the people on the tram, and you had some people on there who were north of 70 with a smile on their face that were just beaming, like kids in a candy store. And that is something very holy, very kaddish, and very unbelievable. And just for that alone, we wanted to express our akar satov to all of you. JJ, your leadership
JJ! Really.
And to all the Jewish leaders, we wanted to say thank you.
Really, everyone.
I wanted to just play a fun game, show you that everything comes out of Torah. Everything comes out of Torah. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to call on a couple of you, pick a random sefer. Don't even think twice about it. You can go for the strangest looking sefer, you pull it off the shelf, you hand it to me. Okay? Pull anything.
We're going to connect
you want,
all
okay,
the
here we go.
Torah
You want to
together.
say? Go first. You go first. Here we go.
And what you're going to connect
pull it out.
all
Don't
the
even pull it out.
Torah.
You'll see where we're going with this. Come bring it over to me. Okay, bring it over. Bring it
Pick
over.
a sefer. We'll do
Okay,
five.
fine. Bring it over.
Two
now.
boys.
Bring it over. Two guys.
JJ, get a sefer.
Come pick a couple svarim. Bring it over.
And a number. Mora, and a number.
Okay, come bring it over. Wait, hold on. Let's svarim first. Hold on. Let's get all our svarim first. Oh, JJ's going up.
Go up, go up.
You're not going to be able to reach my Lubavitch sections up there. He's going up there. There you go.
Go up. Moralia, pick a number. Pick a
Anywhere. Here we
sefer.
go. Two more. Tayback. Go get one more. Tayback and JJ, and then we'll go through the page numbers. Oh, man. Here we go. To the left. Here we go.
Where's Zoe?
Pick any. Let's go.
I'm gonna give us a Siddish.
Oh, Sidis is down there. Go down 2 flights. 2 flights. 2 flights. The shelf
Maria,
right there,
get us
right
a
where your hand is.
Lubavitch.
Right those shelves are a lot of Hasidus. Right there in front of you. Where your arm is Hasidus. Right there where your hand is. That shelf is more than half Hasidus. And 3 down. Grab anyone there.
I see right there. These two are
Good. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, good. One more. Say you got it. You got it.
Okay, and a page, and a page.
Go. Okay, now what we're going to do is pick a page on Mormon. You pick a page number in here.
25.
Okay, 25 in Parshas Tetzaveh. In here is going to be a message for all of us today that we need to hear.
Wait, what book is that?
This is Parshas Tetzaveh. We start from the Torah. Easy, we'll start Parshas Tetzaveh, page 25. V'ha'avanim tiyena al shmos b'nei Yisrael. And the stones had the names on them of Bnei Yisrael. Okay? The stones
Come in. Hear the Torah. Come.
The stones had on them the names of Bnei Yisrael. Let's put that down for a second. Okay, here we go. Chloe, pick a page in the Likutei Sichos.
30.
30.
You speak Yiddish, Rabbi Einhorn?
That was the Hebrew one you picked, Baruch Hashem. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so the first idea was that our names are on the stones. Our names are on the stones. Okay, in Chassidus it explains the reason why the Meraglim the spies did not want to go into Eretz Yisrael, because they did not want to be involved in the Gashmias of the world. They were getting everything spiritual taken care of by God. They're going to have to go into the world and in Israel, and they're going to have to work the land, all this physical stuff. What do we see in Tetzaveh? We just saw that Judaism doesn't agree to that. Judaism says, we're on the stones. The land is not something foreign to the Jew that he has to stay away from. Our names are on the stones themselves. You find a way to make a print on the physical world, not to run away from it. Fishman, let's go. Rav Yankel Golinsky, what page?
75.
Okay, here we go. 75.
Is it kid?
Here we go. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Here it says the Gemara in Brachos tells us, Baruch Elokeinu. Right? Hashem Elokeinu, different brachos you make when you make Birkat Hamazon, you change the beginning, right? You add an Elokeinu when you have 10 people, and when you see different amounts of Jews together, you make a special blessing. But one of those, in 10,000 Jews, you say Hashem Elokeinu, Elokei Yisrael, Yoshev HaKruvim, who dwells among the Kruvim. The Kruvim. Why? Why does it say that? Who dwells among the Kruvim? He says, Tam lekach, bizman sheroim achlasya. When you see such a collection of people, all these human beings and everything, you forget that they come from one pure place. They come from Hashem. Right? When you see one person, Adam or Chava, alone, you understand they can come from Hashem. But when you see millions, you forget that. But the second you see a large number, there's a bracha to remind you that that comes from a very holy place. That's why it says Yoshev Kruvim. So what the first sources teach us? That just when you think the physical world has nothing to do with Hashem, the Jew says, no, that's where you're going to find Hashem. Then you think people. People are not where you're going to find Hashem. I should be alone on a mountaintop meditating, not among people. Rav Yankel Golinsky says, Dafka, when you see the big crowd of people, that's when you'll be reminded of the Kruvim, these holy, beautiful, spiritual beings, because we're all created B'Tselem Elokim. Here we go. And you wanted a page. Let's go. Mishnah Torah.
Sure,
Rambam.
65.
You know what page the napkin was in?
No, I don't know.
What page was the napkin in? What Hebrew letter is that? Samach and Hey. What's Samach and Gematria? The napkin was in 65. Thank you very much. Thank you. 65. Okay?
Does that mean that you just 30? Because then I want to choose a different number.
What? I don't know why it was in there.
What's
true.
best
I
for
haven't
number
seen it in a while.
65?
Okay.
Inside, 65.
Yeah, the napkin was there. Okay. Okay. Rambam writes. Okay? She says, Rambam writes like this. That kol nechasim sheyesh leisha, any property that a woman brings into her lifetime into the marriage, bal ochel kol peruchsea b'chayad. The husband can eat fruits from it, but at the end of the day, that property stayed hers for eternity. So if she moves on later in life, let's say he passes away many years later, right? That's hers. It doesn't move on to children or inheritance. It's hers. He was allowed to eat fruits while he was there, but that connection was hers. That was her connection. We have an idea in Judaism, as Shir Shirmit comes out, that we relate to HaKadosh Baruch Hu as husband and wife. That relationship of the beloved seeking the beloved, each looking for each other. And in that relationship, the fear is that you're going to lose yourself. The more religious someone becomes, they're going to lose their personality. They're going to lose their identity. They're going to lose their connection to the physical. But if we're the Isha in the mashal, what do we learn from the Rambam? The Isha does not lose her hold onto the physical. She doesn't become bottle and lose her identity just because she's married. There may be a role that the husband has in the relationship, but at the end of the day, that which is physical stays hers. So to HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I don't want you to think because you're in a relationship with me, you lose your attachment to the world, you lose your attachment to other human beings, you lose an attachment to yourself. I don't want you to think that for a second. And Mora Liat threw me for a curveball here. She didn't pick a safer. She picked A Wrinkle in Time, the book A Wrinkle in Time, and that's fine. We'll do it. Mora Liat, what page?
I believe in you.
Always
page?
challenging Rabbi Einhorn.
Read
Marley
126.
126. Here we go.
Find that entire
Okay.
I know you can do it. What are they up to?
Oh! You don't understand what a wonderful place we've come to. You see, on this planet, everything is in perfect order because everybody has learned to submit. The idea is we come into this world and we think it's a contradiction to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It doesn't fit with him. It's a stira. The Rebbe taught us in Bati Lagani, in the drushes that he had to explain from his predecessors. Bati Lagani, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I've come into my garden. This world is my garden. It's not a contradiction to me. You could find me in this world. You don't understand what a wonderful place we have come to. Thank you all once again on behalf of
Thank you.